sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS.
One of the jokes that I have is that when somebody says they're a consultant, it always cracks me up. It's typically just another way to say they're unemployed. And the reason I say that is it takes absolutely nothing to become a consultant. The reason I bring this up, meaning you could just declare yourself a consultant and that's it. And so be it. There you are. The problem is who you're going to consult with, who's going to pay you to do that. I had a conversation with a prospect the other day. Great guy, really nice, working a corporate job, hated his corporate job. I totally get it. I understand. I've been there. And he said, but yeah, we're making strides. I'm going to do some consulting here. I said, great. Tell me what you're doing. And he goes, well, let's see. We've already we've gotten a logo, and we're going to get an LLC. And we're going to, put up a website here pretty soon. And, we're doing all kinds of stuff. Maybe going to do some marketing. I was like, okay, great. And we talked a little bit more. And I said, how about clients? Who would you work with? He goes, I hadn't figured that out yet. And I said, do you mind if I challenge you for a second? He said, no, sure. And I said, you're not going to like this, but you don't have shit. Right? You're doing all the easy stuff, all the stuff that you can write somebody a check for, make you feel better. Oh, I've got an LLC now, right? It's got a name. We already got a good name for our LLC. And we've already, we're working on a website, which means they're thinking about doing a website. And they've, done these little teeny things that are easy, that you can write a check to somebody else to do. But remember, I don't know who it was. I saw the quote attributed to Joe Edens, who was my boss a long time ago. I've also heard it attributed to Trammell Crow. But nothing happens until somebody sells something around here. Nothing happens until somebody sells something around here. You could have the greatest idea in the whole world, brilliant idea. But until you get somebody to give you money for it, until you get hired or somebody buys your product or service, you don't have shit. You certainly don't have a business. Now, out in Silicon Valley on the left coast, where they have all this seed money, that kind of stuff, sure, somebody's giving you money, okay, right? If you've got somebody giving you whatever money, but even then, I wouldn't say you have a business until somebody's buying what it is that you're selling. The most important, a lot of people say, oh, they ran out of business because they didn't have enough money. Well, maybe, but maybe the reason they ran out of money was because they couldn't sell shit fast enough to cover their expenses. If you're thinking about opening a business, good for you. I'm all about that. There are lots of things that you need to do to make that happen. It is so much more than just being good at a certain thing. However, you could have this grand idea and put it out to the world, right? But until somebody's actually buying, somebody's written you a check, not, hey, that's because your buddies will say, and people say, oh, that's a neat idea. That's a great, yeah, you should do that. But who's going to write you a damn check? And do you have the ability to go out and get that check, get a contract signed? Boy, and even then, how are you going to figure out what you're worth? How are you going to figure out what you're worth? And I promise you, if you're consulting, one, you do not need to charge by the hour. That's one piece of advice I'll offer is do not charge by the hour. Your information, what you have, is so much more valuable than an hour of your time. Somebody can argue with you, oh, no way in the world your time's worth $1,000 an hour. Well, bullshit. It's not the hour that I spent with you. It's the 25 years, 35 years, 10 years, 5 years I spent learning what it is to do. If you're going to start a business, go find out who is actually going to give you money. Once you get that figured out, everything else falls into place. Then you start working. Then you can work on your business. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Want help starting a business? Want help learning how to sell? Give me a call, 803-917-2817.
Thanks for listening to the OBS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the OBS Sales School podcast.